The Irish Psychic Show, for all your psychic needs, live on Internet Radio. For your chance to get a reading with Irish Psychic, simply Skype Tarot Free or call the studio 01 44 34 357. International add +353. This show is packed full of psychic readings and advice, so make sure you join the fan page. Details can be found via irishpsychic.net.
Hello, and you're very welcome to the Irish Psychic Show for the 23rd of January 2013. And if you've just joined me, you're very welcome. And if this is your very first time joining me on the Irish Psychic Show, well, you're in for a very special treat. Now, tonight, sadly, the show is only going to be 30 minutes in length, but hopefully I'm going to get through as many questions as I can on tonight's show. Now, the only questions that I'm going to be answering on tonight's show are sent in via Facebook. So if you have not sent in your question yet, what are you waiting for? You need to go straight over to Facebook, type in Irish Psychic and join the fan page, and that is the fan page with over 12,000 fans on that page, and there you will see two posts. Now, depending on which one that you want to comment on, that's up to you, but don't comment on both of them, just comment on one of them. And it says, if you've never had a reading with myself, Irish Psychic, comment with your question, your date of birth, and also your location as well. And it's very important that you put your location, because I do love finding out where you're from as well. So let's get to it. I'm going straight over to Facebook now to get my first person that I would like to read for. And the first person that I would like to read for, I do hope that you're listening in, and even if you missed the show, don't worry, it is podcasted, so you will be able to listen back to it again. And the first person that I would like to read for is Robert Vickers, and Robert has just asked, will I find happiness in 2013? And your date of birth is the 11th of the 11th, 1984, and you're in Clondalkin. So I'm just shuffling the cards now, Robert. And speaking of readings as well, all the readings that I do on air on tonight's show are completely free of charge, but there is a special offer on at the moment on my website. There's 8 days left to avail of this very special offer, and it's €12, which is £10, for a full psychic reading with myself. And the details can be found on irishpsychic.net, so do make sure, please, that you avail of that before it's too late. Okay, so they've just told me to stop, Robert, and I'm just laying out the cards now. And the question that you've just asking was, will I find happiness in 2013? Well, they're kind of showing an awful lot of decisions that need to be made here, Robert. And when I say decisions, it's very important that when you have something that you need to make, when it's important, you get advice from someone else as well. I feel that there's kind of travel involved in this. I know you're asking with regards to happiness, but a lot of stuff happens for a particular reason, and if one door shuts, another door opens, and that's the attitude that you have to have here, because we do have the Queen of Swords here in the reverse position. That represents yourself. It's like if you're putting way too much pressure on yourself, Robert. You're only human, you're not Superman, and when all this pressure builds up, it can have a kind of a difficult situation, because it's like if there's just a brick wall around you and you're not getting anywhere in life, and that's what you're feeling at the moment. It's very important that you kind of just scrap everything that you're feeling at the moment and go that, yes, for 2013 you will be able to succeed, and you will be able to move forward in this, and it's down to the decisions that you need to make, because we do have the Lover's card here, and the Lover's card shows a decision needs to be made. So I do hope that has answered your question, Robert, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question as well. There is people who have commented from their mobile as well. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be answering any of the questions that are sent in via mobile, just for the simple reason that a lot of people think that it's going to be a private reading that I'm actually giving you, that I message you back, and that's not the way that the radio show works. It is only on air, so some of the mobiles can't connect to the radio show. So obviously if your mobile can connect to the radio show, by all means let me know that it does connect to the radio show. I'd greatly appreciate that. Okay, so the next person that I'd like to read for is Lisa West, the 9th of the 12th, 1980. Will my friend return to me in Ireland? Okay, so I'm just shuffling the cards now, Lisa. They've just told me to stop. Well, they're saying no at the moment, Lisa, because we do have the King of Sceptres here in the upright position, and we do have the Travel card here as well, and that's the Ace of Coins in the reverse position, and we also have the World card here as well, and also the 10 of Sceptres. It's like if your friend, I know you want your friend to come back, etc., but at the moment now is not the right time for your friend to come back. It's like if he's still exploring himself, he's still getting on in terms of the work situation, and although it doesn't say that he's not going to return, for the moment they're kind of saying now is not the right time for him to return. So I do hope that has answered your question. I know it's only short and sweet, but I do hope that it does answer your question there in regarding that. The next person that I'd like to read for is Gemma Moreno Kearns, March the 2nd, 1974, Clinton, New Jersey, USA. Way for all the USA people. I love the USA people. Okay, well, you didn't actually ask a question, Gemma, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards and just pull 3 cards just to see what they have to say. Okay, they've just told me to stop. I'm just looking at the cards now, Gemma. Right, they're indicating here over the next 4 weeks, they're quite adamant that it is the 4-week period here, Gemma. There's kind of an awful lot of communication going on around you, and when I say communication, it's like if there's an awful lot of I'm not going to say parties, but there's an awful lot of kind of events coming up that you need to be part of, and maybe you haven't kind of been putting your full self into this kind of event that's happening. If you can, reverse it and go, do you know what, they need my help, I'm going to do it, and then everything's going to move forward. Because it's like here with the Fool card come up. Sometimes you feel that, people do things and you could do it better, and obviously we're always going to think that, but if you can give the support for these particular people that they're wanting you to help out with, I feel that it will be a very positive experience for you, and they'll really, really appreciate your help as well. So I do hope that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well, Gemma, for sending in your question as well. We'll move on, so it's continuing with the readings. And again, if you've just joined me on this show and you would like to get a reading, make sure you do comment on the Facebook page with your question. The next person that I'd like to read for, and Madeleine Mooney, I did read for you already, I'm afraid. I was only asking for people who've never had a reading with me, so it's only for you. The next person is Tina Lee, the 11th of the 8th, 73, and you're in Dundalk. Again, Tina, you didn't actually ask a question, so I'm just shuffling the cards just to see what they have to say, and I'm just communicating as well with Spirit and asking them to pass on some information. Okay, they've just told me to stop. Right, very interesting cards come up here, Tina, because the cards that are after coming up are, we have the Pregnancy card in the reverse position, we have the Star card in the reverse position, we have the Horseman of Swords in the reverse position, and we also have the Balance card in the reverse position. They're kind of indicating here at the moment, Tina, with regards, the pregnancy. I know, you may want more children in the future, and, even if you don't have any children now and you're planning for a child, it can be quite, kind of heart-crushing when it doesn't actually happen, and then you kind of think, when am I going to have a child at the, and that's kind of what Spirit is actually indicating at the moment. Now, because you have the Four of Cups in the reverse position, they're kind of saying if you can just kind of bring balance back into your life and focus on other things in your life, and then everything else will happen. It's like if, things have been going on, things have been quite difficult for you, and, it is quite, they're kind of indicating here that, even if you want another child, maybe now is not the right time. So again, it's just something that you need to kind of note, especially from the cards here as well. They're also indicating, although I don't actually give health related advice, because I can't, that's the doctor's main area, they are indicating here with the Horseman of Swords in the reverse position and the Balance card, you need to be very careful in terms of your kind of stress levels. Sometimes when the Horseman of Swords is in the reverse position along with the Balance card, everything can be out of balance, and it can have a negative impact on yourself in terms of how you're kind of focusing on a day-to-day basis. So if you can, go for a walk on your own, go to the cinema on your own, even if it just means watching, whatever is on, even if it's rubbish, just go, get out of the house, allow yourself to have your own free time, and I feel that's very important for you, because it's like if you're not getting that free time for yourself. So please, if you can, Tina, do that for me. And thank you very much as well for sending in your question. Okay, the next person that I'd like to read for, I'm just going through the questions, and 99.9% of the questions sent in on tonight's show are all from a mobile phone. So unfortunately, I can't actually answer any of those, for the simple reason you're not going to actually be able to hear it. So that's why I do apologise in advance. Okay, Emma Crosby, you're just looking for a PPF, so I'm just shuffling the cards now. And again, a PPF just stands for a past, present and future reading. Okay, they've told me to stop. But at the moment, again, there's a huge decision that needs to be made here. Emma, I feel it is in relation, to a relationship, boyfriend, things like that. We have the Horseman of Cups here as well, and that's in the reverse position, along with the World card here as well. And the World card is one of the major cards, and again, a major card just means that there's a higher significance. They're kind of indicating here it will be kind of a 9-week period before things change. It can, they're kind of saying that there's kind of a difficult patch going on at the moment, and if you can wait that 9-week period before changing or making a decision, that would be very positive for you. So if you can do that for me, please, that would be absolutely brilliant. So I do hope that makes sense. Okay, I'll do one mobile person, but again, I do hope that you're going to be able to listen to this. Unfortunately, if you can't click the link on your mobile, well then obviously you won't be able to hear it. And it's from Christy Mike Story, 25th of the 12th 71, and you're in Limerick. Will I do the career on the degree I'm about to do or change later on? Oh right, no problem at all. So I'm just shuffling the cards now, Christy, and there's a lot of cards flying around here, which means that there's an awful lot of energy around you, which is always good. Okay, they've just told me to stop, and I'm just looking at the cards now, Christy. Right, well, I don't actually feel it will be in relation to what you're actually studying at the moment. And this can have many different, reasons why, and different things can, influence this. But they're kind of indicating here, don't hold yourself back. Don't think that, you have to be, stuck in one kind of particular box, because we have the 5 of Swords there, and we also have the Black Magician card here as well, and we also have the 2 of Coins. And the 2 of Coins is one of the major cards, and when it's in the reverse position, they're kind of saying, make sure that you kind of spread your wings and kind of go further afield as well. I feel that you can do so much more than just the degree, but obviously it's great to have the degree there as well, but I don't feel it's going to be your main focus in life in terms of what it is that you end up doing. So I do hope, Christy, that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question to the show. Time for a quick break. Do join me after this.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball, the answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Cry for him now that
There you go, that was All the Best to You by Karen Craig. Okay, it's back over to the reading. So if you've just joined me and you're looking for a psychic reading, make sure you comment on the Facebook page, and that Facebook page can be found by searching Irish Psychic. And do join the one there with over 12,000 likes. That is the one there that you need to join, and then you can ask your question where everyone else has commented with their question as well. Okay, the next person that I'd like to read for, I'm just going through the questions here. And there's quite an important question, and I'm sure a lot of people have the exact same issue. And it's from Rebecca Flanagan. I've never got a reading done before by you, but I live in Canada. Still really interested if you can and are willing to. My question is, what should I do to gain more happiness? And you're in Canada. Well, Rebecca, a lot of people go through this, and I myself in the past have gone through this as well. It's something that is kind of natural. It's something that you have to go through in order to, gain the happiness. And often when we're, down, town and in different circles and out and about, you may notice certain people, and you may, notice, other people with smiles, other people with frowns, and it's just kind of the nature of life in itself. But, you'll kind of always notice the person who's most happiest in a room, and that's something, that I don't need, me to say it. You will just notice that person who is, always smiling all the time. Now, they're not always going to be happy. They're not always going to have that smile on their face. But for the majority, it is something that you need to bring upon yourself. And even just by, doing things for yourself, Rebecca, in terms of, going out and going, do you know what? I'm going to buy this for myself. It's only, this amount of money. Now, I don't mean spending a fortune, but if there is something, there, and it's only $5, something like that, and it makes you feel good by buying it, and that you can wear it, etc., buy it. I'm not saying go off and spend, $50 or anything like that, but anything that you want to have and you can afford it and it makes you feel good, well, why not? And just buy it. Now, emotionally, with regards, the happiness that you want to attract, it is something that you need to focus on, kind of getting rid of all the negative things in your own life. And a lot of the time we carry an awful lot of negativity with us. That's just kind of our human nature. We're always, fearing the worst, and we're always thinking the worst. If you can do an affirmation, and an affirmation I've done in the past, and I've always done, and I say to myself every single day, Rebecca, and all I say is I love and approve of myself, and all is well in my life. And even just by saying that to yourself, and that goes for all the listeners and all the fans on Facebook as well, just by you saying that, it will attract and it will bring in more positivity into your life. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just shuffling the cards as well, Rebecca, and I'm just going to pull one card just to see what Spirit have to say, and they've just told me to stop already. And the card that is after coming up here is the Three of Cups in the reverse position, and it's the commitment card here, Rebecca, and it's quite significant, to the question that you've asked in terms of, how can I gain more happiness. Stay committed to something that you really love. It is something that we all give up on in the past. If there's something that we're not happy with, we give up on. But always learn from the past. Always learn from something that has happened in the past, and look to the future as well. It's very important that anything that has happened in the past shapes us for the future and shapes us for the better. So if you can do that for me, please, I can guarantee that will attract more happiness into your life. And thank you once again, Rebecca, for sending in your question as well to the show. Okay, the next person that I would like to read for, hello there as well, also to Michael John Flynn. Michael, you're listening in via mobile, or you're commenting there via mobile, so unfortunately I'm not going to read for you, just in case that you can't actually hear the reading. The next person that I'd like to read for, I'm just going through the questions here, and they're all kind of from a mobile, so it is quite difficult to go through them all here. Okay, Lisa Dillon, the 5th of the 9th, 80, please pick me. Okay, Lisa, well, you didn't actually ask a question, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards and just to see what they have to say for you. So I'm just shuffling the cards now. Okay, they've just told me to stop. But they're indicating here with regards to work here, Lisa, you may not be working at the moment, I'm not too sure. Please do let me know, but we do have the work card here in the reverse position, and we also have the Ace of Coins here in the reverse position as well, and that's usually the direction card. Because it's in the reverse position, you may feel that you're not going in the right direction, or you're not sure if you're going in the right direction. A lot of issues that have happened in terms of the employment, if you're not getting particular jobs, you need to just continue on sending out your CV, continue on kind of knocking on people's doors, saying listen, why didn't I get this particular job, what was wrong, what did I do, what didn't I do in the interview, how can I get better in terms of the next interview that I go on. I always ask, for feedback in terms of, when you go for a particular interview. It's very important that you do that. Again, what they're indicating here with the Ace of Coins in the reverse position and you also the Queen of Cups, if you cannot let your emotions get in the way of you making a decision. I know that sounds kind of strange, but we all have to deal with certain decisions, but sometimes our emotions take priority. If you cannot let them kind of connect, if that makes sense, you will be able to make the proper decision there. So I do hope that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well, Lisa, for sending in your question. The next person is Yvonne O'Donovan, 21st of the 9th, 1975, Carrignavor, County Cork. I never actually heard of that place, but it sounds nice. Carrignavor. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Again, no questions. I'm just shuffling the cards just to see what they have to say, Yvonne. Okay, they've just told me to stop. And the cards that are after coming up here, Yvonne, we have the Three of Cups, which is the commitment card. We have the Temperance card, one of the major cards. And we also have the Balance card there as well, and that's in the reverse position. It sometimes is quite interesting for me as a psychic during a show in terms of what particular cards come up. And this card has come up twice already in the readings, and that's the Balance card or the Scales card, and that's in the reverse position. It seems like a lot of the time, when certain things are happening in life, it can affect us both emotionally, both physically, and just kind of mentally as well. And it's very important with this Balance card here, especially if it comes up in the second reading. If you can, Yvonne, make sure that you do make that time for yourself, and make sure that you're not giving all your time to other people. And obviously we have family, but we have to kind of look after ourselves as well, and that's most important as well, and that's what they're indicating here. Don't neglect yourself. With the Temperance card here as well, a decision will have to be made, but if you can just take your time in making this decision, I feel that it's quite important. I feel that you know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you can just take your time in terms of this, I feel that you will be able to make it. And they're kind of indicating here that you will be able to know more about this in the next 10 weeks. So I do hope that has answered your question. Again, I do apologise for the shortness of the readings. It is mainly because I'm limited to the time tonight, because it is only a half-hour show, because I have private readings to do and they're waiting on them. And if you would like a private reading with me, some of the readings, depending on which reading that you go for, last up to 25 minutes, and that's for a full 12-month reading. So if you have not done so, please log on now to irishpsychic.net. That's irishpsychic.net, and you should be on the orange and black website, and there is special offers there as well if you don't want to go ahead for the full reading. Okay, the next person that I'd like to read for is Peter Rooney. I've never had a reading. My date of birth is the 9th of the 5th, 1983. Okay, well, a card is after flying out, so I'll tell you what that is in a minute. So I'm just looking at the cards now. And the card that's after coming up is the Youth of Wands in the upright position. We have the Queen of Cups in the upright position. We have the Six of Cups in the upright position. And we also have the Nine of Cups in the upright position. They're indicating here, Peter, with regards relationship, I feel that everything is okay. Sometimes we have worries, and in your case, I feel that you don't need to be worried as much as you think you need to be worried. I feel that everything is going to be okay. It's just something that, we all go through. When there is kind of difficulties in terms of relationships, we feel, are we in the right relationship? Pardon me. Or are we not in the right relationship? And you're always going to have those kind of negative doubts. Again, you couldn't have a better, kind of card here to show that you are in the proper relationship and you are in the right relationship here. And that's the Nine of Cups. And you also have the Three of Cups again, and that already is after coming up. So that's fantastic that it's after coming up again. Again, with the Queen of Cups there, it represents your partner, and this person, you need to kind of listen a little bit more. This person is emotionally deep down, and she may not kind of give you, or she may not tell you everything, like kind of a lot of girls and a lot of women, but it is something that you need to understand, that you need to be there for her as well. And all partners need to be able to trust their partners in terms of telling them their kind of true feelings. It's pointless hiding your emotions in. So I do hope that has answered your questions, Peter, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question to the show. Time for another quick break. Do join me after this. I'm afraid there's only 4 minutes left of the show, so if you haven't had a reading with me on tonight's show, don't forget you can purchase a private reading. Do join me after this.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Somehow to keep from falling, I found you, and I fell anyway. Somehow to stop from keeping around you, and where I could not stay. But you left a mighty trail of destruction, and I fail to understand the things she does, all for love. She is beautiful in her own way. She will take you down, and she will love you like you've never been loved, never will be again. She is silent, she is golden, she is everything you want. She is your best friend, she is free, she is invincible, she is me. Somehow inside myself I've been drowning, there I found you. Fighting away the bad girl and the sad girl, just to stay around you. Watching the way you love me, what you put up with, always testing where I am. Somehow I see the morning rise in you. Real man. But she tries again to pull me down, and I pretend to understand the things she does, all for love. She is beautiful in her own way. She will take you down, and she will love you like you've never been loved, never will be again. She is silent, she is golden, she is everything you want. She is your best friend, she is free, she is impossible, she is me.
There you go, that was another beautiful track by Karen Craig, and that was All for Love. Well, I'm afraid I'm only going to be able to fit in another 2 readings before the end of the show, and usually the show is on for much longer, but unfortunately I'm really tied for time, because I can only read until 2 a.m. That is my reading times, 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. every single evening, and I am up to my eyes with regards private readings. So if you did purchase your reading tonight, it won't be delivered until tomorrow, and there is a 24-hour turnaround time in terms of those readings. So if you would like a private reading with me, log on to my website. It is irishpsychic.net, and readings start from €3, £2, which is $4. Okay, so the final two people that I'm going to be reading for on tonight's show. I'm just going through the questions here. And this lady here, Amy Eklund Stam. What is my spirit guide's name? Date of birth, June 29th, 1972. And you're in Montana, USA. Well, I'm just going to shuffle the cards, Amy. And the easiest way to get your spirit guide's name is to ask for your spirit guide's name. So before you go to sleep at night time, just say, please could I have my spirit guide's name, or please spirit guide, could you give me your name? And once you say that, the name that comes into your head, the first name, it may sound strange, it may sound like a familiar name, whatever that, spirit guide wants to pass on, that person will pass on the name to you. So I know it kind of sounds, strange, but it's pointless me trying to give you the name, because I'll get a different name and it may not be exactly your spirit guide. And even if you don't, know the name of your spirit guide, you can just call, him or her just spirit guide, please guide me, or something like that. But if you would like to know the name of your spirit guide, obviously just say, please spirit guide, could I have your name? And they will pass on their name to you. But it's not just one spirit guide that we have as well. There is, numerous spirit guides that come in at different times of the year to kind of guide us. So that's why it's always good to kind of find out who's, speaking with you at the moment. So I'm just shuffling the cards now, Amy, and they've just told me to stop. And this card is actually after coming up 3 times in the readings, and the card that's after coming up is the Star card, and it is the Wish card. And because it's in the reverse position, there may be a lot of people at the moment hoping for something to happen and wanting, for a wish to come true. And if it hasn't come true now, you're kind of giving up on that kind of wish. And I'm kind of being told here by Spirit and by the cards as well that a lot of people think that just because something hasn't happened, it's never going to happen. And that's completely not the case at all. There will be, where there's a will, there's always a way, as I always say. And whatever is meant to happen is meant to happen. So if something hasn't happened just now, it's meant to happen, but it will happen at another time. So, if you're wanting something, if you're wanting to win the lottery, well, we'll all love to win the lottery. If it's not going to be now, it's, who's to say that it's not going to happen in the future? But that kind of thing isn't really a wish. For some people it is, but for myself it's not. Once you have happiness, once you have your health, once you have your family, and you have everything in place, then that's, a wish coming true. And even, if you're one of these people sitting at home and hoping for something to happen and it hasn't happened just yet, well, stay focused, stay positive, and it will happen. And that's all you need to understand as well. So I do hope that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well, Amy, for sending in your question as well. And time for the last reading of the night. And if you did miss the show, you have to listen back to the show. Just when I go off air, just simply refresh the page and you'll be able to listen back to the show. So I'm actually going to go back over to the first post. And hello there as well to Michael John Flynn, Michelle Manley, Carol Hogan, Deborah Brogan, Emma Crosby, and Punky Mary Wood. What a gorgeous name, Punky Mary Wood. So I'm just expanding all the questions now, and the last person that I would like to read for is Natalie Hannigan, 3rd of the 7th, 1987, Birkenhead. What's coming up for me, or anything else you can share with me? This will be fab, thank you. Well, you're more than welcome, Natalie. So I'm just shuffling the cards now. And actually I'm going to do Joan Porter's reading. Joan, you're in Australia. It's quite an important question that you've asked. You're in Australia. Will I move house? If so, when? So I'm just going to quickly do your one first. I'm just going to pull 2 cards. And they're not indicating anything for 10 months, Joan. So I'm not going to say that you're stuck at the moment, but they're kind of indicating here with the 10 of scepters that you probably will feel stuck for the next 10 months. But after the 10 months, they're indicating here around October, November before things change. So I do hope that has answered your question. I just quickly fitted in Joan there just because it was short in terms of the answer that Spirit wanted me to pass on. So Natalie, this is for you. What's coming up for me, or anything else you can share with me? Again, I would love to go into full details. It would take 30 minutes, and that can be done via a private reading. I'm just looking at the cards now. And the cards that are after coming up here, Natalie, we have the 5 of Wands in the reverse position. Thankfully, we have the Star card in the upright position this time. And we also have the 2 of Coins in the upright position, and also the 4 of Wands in the upright position. They're indicating here, Natalie, that there will be a contract signed very, very soon. So if you're thinking of changing jobs, or if you're out of work at the moment and you're wanting work, this is the card that you need, and that is the 4 of Wands. The Star card shows that your wish will come true if it hasn't, done so already. They're also indicating here with the 2 of Coins in the upright position, they're kind of saying don't hold yourself back. It's like if there's, people holding you back, or you feel, held back, don't feel like that. Instead, spread your wings and look to the future. And again, with the 5 of Coins there, don't give up in love, because with the 5 of Coins there in the reverse position and the 9 of Cups in the reverse position, it's like if there is kind of issues going on around the love life area that will need to be sorted. So I do hope, Natalie, that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question to the show. Well, I'm afraid that is it for another edition of the Irish Psychic Show. Can I just thank everyone who's joined me on tonight's show, all the people on Facebook and all the people on Spreaker as well, and all the people via my main website as well, which is irishpsychic.net. If you did comment there on my main website on the irishpsychic.net page, if you did comment there with a question, unfortunately I was just doing all the Facebook questions tonight, but have no fear, I will be answering those questions soon as well. But once you do comment, you're not guaranteed a reading, so if you want to be guaranteed a reading, well then simply purchase the readings, and readings start, like I've mentioned, from €3, £2, which is $4. Until the next Irish Psychic Show, take care. From myself, Irish Psychic, good night.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.